Hey everyone, Remrov here. In this video, I want to answer another question that somebody asked me recently. And this question is, what is your biggest challenge as an autistic person? Actually, this is more than just one thing. Something I really struggle with is overstimulation, being overstimulated very easily. Um, I get sensory overload very easily. I have no filter, and all sensory input comes in just as loud, like visuals around me, sounds and smells. I'm especially very sensitive to sounds. My hearing is very, very sensitive, almost like a dog's hearing. I can hear sounds of frequencies that most people cannot even hear. And when I'm exposed to many sounds for a certain extent of time, then it can totally drain me. And it becomes very difficult for me to still function properly when that happens. Something else I find a huge challenge is understanding the whole world around me and making sense of things, and especially with people and socializing. I think I can say that this is probably my biggest challenge. Being overstimulated causes great discomfort, but it can also easily be solved by just grounding myself in a quiet space for a while, or it can be prevented, for example, to a certain extent by wearing earplugs. But understanding people is a continuous challenge. All human beings, everybody needs connections with others, and encountering challenges with social interaction and interacting and communication is not that easily solved. Like many other autistic people, I think in pictures but also in patterns, and I comprehend things around me by recognizing patterns. In nature, there are a lot of patterns. The Fibonacci sequence, for example, plays a very big role in nature. Patterns make things predictable, and there's a certain kind of logic to it. With socializing and communication, I always recognize patterns as well, but often this pattern is just a coincidence, and it's not something you can really rely on. For example, on 2 separate days, I see the same colleague in the hallway 6 times. I would have no idea how many times I should greet him. My natural instinct would just be to greet him every single time I see him, because I don't want to look like I'm ignoring him. But I notice, like on the first day, I noticed that out of the 6 times that he sees me, he greets me the first time, the third time, and the 6th time. So that's an easy pattern for me to recognize. I recognize that instantly. But then on the second day, I expect him to follow that exact same pattern, and I follow that pattern myself as well. So I say hi to him on the first time, the third time, and the 6th time I see him. But then to my surprise, he only greets me the first, the third, and then not anymore. And something like this will leave me completely confused, and then I can start to wonder if I have done something wrong, or I start to have doubts about my actions, or maybe I greeted him too often, or maybe I shouldn't have greeted him the 6th time while he didn't greet me. The same thing is with how often to reach out to friends or family members. I notice a pattern of a friend initiating contact with me, for example, after We have not spoken for 2 days, and then on the third day he contacts me. I start to follow this pattern, and if we speak on a certain day, I will not reach out to him the next 2 days. I learned that it's good to have a good balance between initiating contact and letting someone else initiating the contact. So I tend to do this according to a certain pattern as well that I've been recognizing. But if it's according to that pattern and it's my friend's turn to reach out to me and he doesn't, I get very confused and I wonder again if I said or done something wrong. For example, the last time we spoke, or if maybe something happened to my friends. I have learned that people don't really follow patterns like this with socializing and interacting, but it is still my natural way of thinking and being, and it's very hard for me to figure out how to socialize and interact. Something like going with the flow is something I'm not really capable of doing. It just comes very unnatural to me. For me, in order to comprehend things, there has to be some kind of logic to it, a certain pattern, and there just isn't. It's a bit like I tend to compare it with like living in a pinball machine, being bounced around and never really know beforehand what to expect. So in order to make sense of everything around me, I automatically recognize and follow patterns. What does help me a lot with socializing and friendships and connections is when there is very clear communication and a lot of trust. When I know that a person is very straightforward and honest to me, then I can trust that when a pattern that I've recognized is broken, that I don't need to worry, because I know that if I had done something wrong or said something wrong, that this person would have told me so. Another thing that helps me a lot is when people are very open-minded and when they don't judge me. For example, when I say hi each time I see them in the hallway, or when I contact them too often or not enough, or with all things regarding socializing and interacting. So this was it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I wish you a great day, and I hope to see you with my next videos again. Bye.